Critical race theory, CRT, has become a contentious topic in recent years, sparking debates and discussions across various domains. Born out of legal scholarship in the late 20th century, CRT has evolved into a framework that examines the intersection of race, law, and power. This review aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of critical race theory, exploring its origins, key principles, criticisms, and applications in contemporary society.
Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started.
Historical context. Critical race theory emerged in the 1970s and 1980s as a response to traditional civil rights approaches that were seen as insufficient in addressing systemic racial inequalities. Legal scholars such as Derek Bell, Kimberly Crenshaw, and Richard Delgado laid the foundation for CRT by questioning the neutrality of law and highlighting how it perpetuates racial hierarchies. The historical context of CRT is crucial for appreciating its development within the broader civil rights and social justice movements. In this era, disillusionment with the slow progress of racial equality in the aftermath of the civil rights era led to a re-evaluation of strategies. CRT emerged as a theoretical framework that sought to go beyond legal reforms, aiming to scrutinize deeply ingrained structures perpetuating racial injustice and advocating for a more holistic understanding of systemic racism. Key principles. At the core of critical race theory are several key principles that distinguish it from conventional legal analysis. First and foremost is the acknowledgement that racism is not merely an individual act but a structural and systemic issue embedded in society. CRT challenges the notion of color blindness, arguing that ignoring race perpetuates existing disparities. Additionally, the concept of intersectionality, introduced by Crenshaw, emphasizes the interconnected nature of social categories like race, gender, and class, shaping individuals' experiences and opportunities. This recognition of intersecting identities fosters a more nuanced understanding of how multiple forms of oppression can intersect, creating unique challenges for individuals. By highlighting these interconnections, CRT encourages a comprehensive examination of power dynamics and encourages a more inclusive approach to addressing inequalities that considers the complex intersections of various social identities. In doing so, it provides a framework that goes beyond simplistic analyses, recognizing the intricacies of how different aspects of identity intersect and influence lived experiences. Critiques of critical race theory. While CRT has gained prominence in academia and activism, it is not without its critics. Some argue that it essentializes racial identities, potentially reinforcing stereotypes and hindering genuine dialogue. Critics also contend that CRT tends to prioritize group identity over individual agency, potentially limiting the scope for personal responsibility. Moreover, there are concerns about the practicality of implementing CRT in various contexts, with skeptics questioning its applicability in areas outside of legal studies. Critics express reservations about the potential for CRT to create an us versus them mentality, exacerbating racial tensions rather than fostering understanding. Additionally, the emphasis on systemic issues sometimes leads to the overlooking of individual experiences and agency, raising questions about the balance between acknowledging structural inequalities and recognizing individual efforts to effect change. Engaging with these critiques is essential for a comprehensive evaluation of CRT's impact and effectiveness in addressing racial disparities across diverse societal contexts. Applications in education. One prominent area where critical race theory has been applied is in the field of education. Advocates argue that CRT provides a valuable framework for understanding and addressing educational disparities. By examining policies, curriculum, and institutional practices through a critical lens, educators can identify and challenge structures that perpetuate racial inequalities in schools. This application of CRT encourages a comprehensive examination of the historical and systemic factors influencing educational outcomes, fostering a more inclusive and equitable learning environment. However, opponents argue that CRT in education can lead to divisive ideologies and hinder academic freedom. Critics express concerns that an exclusive focus on race may overshadow other factors contributing to educational disparities. Additionally, there are worries that CRT's emphasis on systemic critique may limit open discourse in classrooms, potentially stifling diverse perspectives. Navigating these concerns while leveraging the insights of CRT to inform educational policies remains a challenge, highlighting the need for a balanced approach that addresses structural issues without compromising academic freedom and the pursuit of knowledge. Legal implications and challenges. Critical race theory's roots in legal scholarship are evident in its examination of how law contributes to racial oppression. One of the key contributions of CRT to the legal discourse is its exploration of interest convergence, the idea that advances in civil rights occur when they align with the interests of those in power. This perspective challenges the assumption that legal changes are solely driven by a commitment to justice, highlighting the need for a more nuanced understanding of legal dynamics. By scrutinizing how legal frameworks can either perpetuate or challenge racial hierarchies, CRT prompts a reevaluation of the legal system's role in fostering or mitigating systemic inequalities. However, applying CRT in legal contexts faces challenges, including resistance from those who perceive it as a departure from traditional legal analysis. Striking a balance between acknowledging historical injustices and ensuring fair and impartial legal processes remains a complex endeavor, underscoring the ongoing dialogue about the role of critical race theory in shaping legal frameworks that promote justice and equality. Intersectionality and Feminism. Kimberly Crenshaw's concept of intersectionality, a cornerstone of CRT, has also influenced feminist discourse. Intersectional feminism recognizes the interconnected nature of various social identities and how they intersect to create unique forms of oppression. CRT's incorporation of intersectionality has broadened discussions around gender, race, and other axes of identity, offering a more inclusive framework for addressing inequalities that marginalized groups face. Public discourse and controversies. Critical race theory has found itself at the center of political and social debates, with policymakers, educators, and the public expressing divergent views. Some argue that CRT is an essential tool for understanding and dismantling systemic racism, while others see it as a divisive ideology that promotes victimhood. The controversies surrounding CRT raise questions about academic freedom, the role of education in addressing societal issues, and the balance between acknowledging historical injustices and fostering unity. Global perspectives on CRT. While critical race theory has its origins in the United States, its influence extends beyond national borders. Scholars and activists worldwide have adapted and applied CRT principles to analyze and address racial inequalities in diverse contexts. However, the reception of CRT varies, with some embracing it as a tool for social change and others critiquing it as culturally and contextually specific to the American experience. Critical race theory, with its roots in legal scholarship and interdisciplinary reach, offers a lens through which to analyze and challenge systemic racism. Its principles have permeated various fields, sparking discussions on race, power, and justice. While it has garnered support for its insights, it has also faced criticism for potential pitfalls. Understanding the historical context, key principles, critiques, and applications of CRT is essential for engaging in meaningful conversations about race and pursuing inclusive social change.